Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back finally to wrap up here Cosmic Heroes and Lilandra being the final section here for Age of X towards the unlock here of Professor Xavier. Now, you can see I got the two new members here, Fantastic Four, in addition to Odin and Quasar, as well as Lilandra being the requirement. Now, guys, remember with this last section, you don't actually need to 3-star the node. So if you actually have Odin already, like you see on screen with my character, you can actually probably just bring in any 3 other characters with Lilandra to actually get through this. As you can see, we're gonna just completely plow through it. There wasn't really a lot of difficulties when I was going through it, and you'll see here, it's obviously nice to have some of these new future meta characters like Fantastic Four. They're not exceptional in this game mode, but again, we don't need to care about the 3-star, which is kind of nice compared to the other different sections leading up to this final Cosmic Heroes. You remember, you had to get 3 stars to actually move on to the next area, but in this case, you can honestly just auto it with the majority of these characters. If you're a perfectionist, you can try to get the 3 stars, but you won't be seeing that in my gameplay here. I'm just showing you really the run through if there's any issues here. But the first node, it's basically just going through and taking care of some of these bigger targets, leaving the gladiator at the very end because you don't really have a choice. But I mean, business as usual, honestly. Very straightforward, as you'll see. And again, it's completely up to you guys if you want to save a bit of resources, because if you bring in Odin, you can basically just auto it with 3 other members, right? If you want to bring it, if you have the time to, obviously save up resources to bring in some quality characters like Fantastic Four, then definitely that's going to be an opportunity. But yeah, you can see Invisible Woman's huge ultimate at the very get-go here. The moment that Odin lands a special, I mean, he's going to be doing the passive pings, and it becomes very easy to get through. I don't hear a lot of folks actually having issues with Cosmic Heroes. I mean, there's a bit of RNG. I think there was one. I think this one, I do actually lose maybe the next node. Sorry, I can't quite recall, but there was a node where I lost a couple of my members from passive attacks and whatnot. But I mean, otherwise, I don't recall if there was actually any big issues entirely with the Cosmic Heroes. I mean, you can see we just have a lot of strong abilities that can just wipe out the entire wave, right? As you can see, I lost, unfortunately I did lose Invisible Woman, but I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter. The stars are regardless in this final section. You really just need to get to the finish line and beat Professor Xavier himself, and that's basically it. All right, so yeah, I feel like this is probably the one I had a little bit of difficulties with. So you'll start off against this Green Goblin Classic. He's gonna inflict some damage at the beginning. The Blade's going to have some debuffs along the way. So yeah, you can see our team's a little bit squishier. Quasar and Sue are taking quite a beating. Thankfully, we do have Odin's heal, but you can see because of the heal block with trauma, I mean, his heal didn't really do anything. So I can definitely see this node actually being problematic depending if you have a not that great team synergy. But like I said earlier, if you have Odin, I mean, he's basically the auto win button on this, because you can see, although the rest of our team is falling, he's just chilling in the back there. And then that's not to say that we still haven't even used our big ultimate that cleared now a few members of the team. And then at this point, you're just trying to wait for turns, right? I mean, these blades can definitely be dangerous, but again, Lilandra is kind of designed for this last section with her being required, so she's got to at least hold her own, in addition to Odin having the passive attacks. Let's talk about strategy. I mean, if you don't have Odin on this team, can it be done with Quasar and Fantastic Four still? Yeah, I think so. I think there's some still pretty good options overall. But what I've seen in the past is because of this being the last section, you have to really weigh, are you going to want to wait a few more weeks to farm up some more resources and materials to bring up some more quality characters? Or are you willing to just take the shortcut to bring in some weaker characters that are cheaper, right? So some options were like Doctor Strange. He only costs 2 pieces. We have Magic, Star-Lord, T'Challa, as well as Photon, all being 2 pieces each, right? So that can save you a bit of materials there. Aside from that, I mean, there's not really a crazy amount of options. I mean, obviously we know Starjammers. I think Kahori, she can be a potential option here as well. But just, yeah, food for thought. The common ones have been the Starjammers, because Havoc, Howard the Duck, I mean, they would have synergy with Lilandra. But you can see, yeah, that third node was definitely the trickiest one in terms of just getting through that initial wave. But otherwise, yeah, this node number 4, I don't recall there being issues either. Big ultimate by our big team members with Franklin Richards and Invisible Woman, and clearing a lot of these initial waves too. And the big ultimate with Quasar as well. A lot of damage being put out by our team, and that's why this is a really good team to get through it. I think Quasar is a high recommendation now as well, just with him being one of the better legendaries in the game. Obviously being new is also always better, right? So this one I could see maybe being a little bit of RNG based, depending on how you take down some of these vigilante slash annihilator characters. But again, you just see how they're just quite squishy, right? I mean, Age of X was always more of a gear check, making sure that you have gear tier 20 as the bare minimum requirement. And I would say Global Heroes is probably the only one where maybe a bit of skill and luck is actually required. But Cosmic Heroes, yeah, this one was definitely one of the easier sections. So looks like a scary wave at the beginning, but once again, Sue with the big ultimate, defense down. And really at this point, you're just trying to clear as many enemies as you can and just waiting for your turn to go. Quasar, big ultimate in the middle, Odin special, and then, you know, once he lands a special, it's pretty much good game. Those passive pings from him just absolutely annihilate. And yeah, like I said, it's just a gear check at the end of the day. Got a little bit of mixture here with the absolute A-Force team, and even a mix of Quicksilver a little bit there. But we just got such massive damage that's getting put out here that these waves of enemies don't really have much going on for us. So basically just autoing, like I said. I will say though, the last node here, so this is the only difference, right? Compared to the last sections that we've done, this does actually have a bonus node here where it's going to feature Professor Xavier, and he's going to have a group of characters that we'll need to take down wave by wave. So you can focus on him. I actually didn't know about this. I was trying to take down Xavier himself in this boss node, but turns out you can actually just go ahead and finish off all the waves, and that's going to get you actually to the finish line. I didn't know that. So you see how the match starts off with these waves of enemies around Xavier? Yeah, just target the enemies around him. Don't even worry about Xavier, because what's going to happen is as you take down each of the enemies, there's going to be another wave that spawns, and almost see them as kind of like different subsets of waves coming in. Now, again, I was actually really focused on taking Xavier down from start to finish. I didn't realize you don't have to do that. So if you guys are watching this, don't follow my attack order here in targeting Xavier. Just target everybody else around him, because I was thinking at the end of the day I still have to kill Xavier, but that's not the case here. As you can see, that was the second wave now, and now we're targeting the third wave here. And there's times where I just don't even target the enemy because I'm focused on Xavier, but that was kind of my downfall here in terms of just not being as efficient as I'd like. So what I should have done is continue to target the enemies around him, which I do in this case because I know Nightcrawler has some really good synergies with X-Men characters. But you'll see here, the moment you wipe down the waves, a new one comes, and then that's really the name of the game with this wave, right? I mean, sorry, with this last node. It's targeting those final team members and getting to the very end here for the last final waves. So big ultimate by Xavier. Maybe this is where it can wipe out an ally or two of your side, depending on if you have some good characters with you. But like I said, it doesn't matter. Again, I was targeting Xavier. I should have just targeted actually Omega Red. Didn't realize. I thought that maybe, like I said, Xavier is actually the key to ending this, but I should have actually just turned all my energy to Omega Red, as you can see. So that was my mistake, guys. So you're watching this. Do not target Xavier if you have a chance to. Always focus his surrounding waves, because that's actually how you end this this node here. So, but thankfully we have the adjacent attacks there. Franklin Richards doing work, and he actually finished off Omega Red. And that's when I was like, oh shoot, it turns out you actually have to take down the surrounding wave. So it doesn't matter. Like I said, that's gonna get you to the finish line, because you don't need any. You don't need to 3-star all the nodes, and as you can see, boom, just like that, guys, we got the unlock. So again, I'm gonna link all my videos below, guys, for all the sections that I've done. Hope this helps you guys, but pretty happy. Free to play unlock of Professor Xavier in just a few months. Pretty exciting for my account now, and we can take advantage of the new arena meta with Xavier being part of it. Thank you for your time as always, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.